Okay, good Erev Shabbos, everybody. We're up to Kuf Amid Aleph. We're up to Kuf Amid Aleph, the Mishnah, very, very lumdish blat. Many of the concepts we're familiar with. Of course, we will not hit any of the lumdis. Anyway, so Hamachlif Par B'Chamar. So we're familiar with the Kinyan Chalipin. Basically, there's two types of Chalipin. There's the Kinyan Sudar, but we're discussing the bartering. You go ahead and take one thing, and I'm giving you, I want your Chamar for Para. I go ahead, I make a Kinyan in your Chamar, you're kind of the Para wherever it is, right? So you can go ahead and be kind of, and the key is, it's you acquire it even if it's not in your Rishus. Someone who sells a Shivcha, V'yolda, and she gives birth. Now, in this case, we switched it from Hamachlif to Hamoicher. We'll see why in a second. And what happens? In both cases, they give birth. And the shaila is, whose Rishus was the animal in and the Shivcha in at the time of the birth? Was it in the Rishus of the Moicher or the Rishus of the Keach? In the latter case, was in the Rishus of the Baal Para or the Baal Chamar? That's the question. Achlei Macharti, Ze'oime Achlei Macharti, it gave birth until what? Achlei Macharti, V'ze'oime Mishal Akachti. And this says Mishal Akachti, when I bought it. Yechloku. So this is Yechloku, you don't know, you're going to say Yechloku. Okay, let's see Rashi here. Why the switch of Chalipin to Moicher? Hamachla par b'chamar, lahachi nacher chamachlich, v'layom ha-moicher, parasla, v'yolda. Because a para, guys, is metaltalin. The ilu moicher b'mois, leikona leikeach, adamashach, as we all know from Perik Hazav. Even though mois midarais is kaina, midrabanan, you need wada kinyan mashicha. So if you gave him money and you weren't moishach it, so it's no shaila that it remains by the balapara, correct? So therefore, it can't be a case of moicher and you gave money. It must be a case of machlif, where the kinyan was made and the shaila is, and already it's in the rishus of the bal chamar. The question is, at which point in time did it give birth? So therefore, we learn machlif to go ahead and create the shaila. We can't have the suffix. If it was a case of moicher, there would be a suffix because we know unequivocally whose rishus it was in, right? If it wasn't moishach, it's in the rishus of the bal para. If it was moishach, it's in the rishus of the bal kamar. So therefore, that's why you learn a machlif by that case. However, the kivin the mashach made the yoda yolda kvari lo yolda. Since you do mashiach, you would know if it gave birth or not. But leklis suke ba'achlei mechati mushal kachti, and there's no shaila to go ahead and be misupik, or if it took place before the mechira or after. Aval machlif para bechamar lehoyet tzarich limshach para ayachamar. De'ech mehem shemashach nechem chalipin lechaveiro ed mishichas leishalzeh b'chol makom shehein. As it was kedamin in Ma'azav, as we saw in Perik Hazav. So in other words, chalipin creates the shaila. Okay. What about the case of shivcha? Why does it say moicher there by money? Because the shivcha is like an eved. An eved is hukish karka. Karka is nikta b'kesef shtar v'chazaka. So we could have the shaila. You gave the kesef, and now you gave the kesef. It already, the shivcha belongs to you, but it's still in my jurisdiction. And now is a shaila. When did she give birth? She gave birth before the money or after the money? Next case, hayulo beis avodim. You have two avodim. Echad gadol v'echad katin. One is a larger one that's worth more money. One's a smaller one worth less money. V'chein beis sada is achas gedola v'achas katana. Halakeach oma gadol lakachti. The lakeach says, I got the larger eved, the larger field. V'alo oma eni yadeya. And the other one says, I don't know. Zacha begadol. The bari b'shema. Zacha begadol. Hamaycha oma katim machati. The Meicha says, I sold you the small one, below Amein Yadeya, and Layela cotton. Za'am God was cotton. Yishava HaMeicha Shah cotton. Meicha, he sold it. This one says Gadol, this one says cotton. Yishava HaMeicha Shah cotton. This is Moida Mitzas, guys. He's saying, I sold you the small one. He's saying, you told me the large one. I Moida the part of it. Za'am cotton Yishava. This one, Za'am cotton. Yishava HaMeicha Shah cotton. Right. So this is a case of Maida and Mitzas. Obviously, since you're all listening, you're wondering how in the world can you swear on Avodim? How in the world can you swear on Karka? After all, we know Einish Bayin al Karkois and Memela by the Hekesh, Einish Bayin al Ha Avodim. So I'm sure it was all bothering you, but I'm going on anyway. We'll get to that. The Gemara is going to discuss that question. So been a bunch of cases. Okay. The first case, guys. Yamachla Chamor is a Shiloh where it was born. You buy a field and you buy an Eved, Shiloh is when she gave birth. So we said that what? In that case, you don't know Yachlaiku. It says the man kaima. Who's muchsik? We know when and it's suffix. Well, who's holding on to the suffix. So why are you going Yachlaiku? L'chayre it should be muchsik. The kaima will have a ida chamaitz mechaber lavaraya. So that should be the psak. If you want to be moitzi mamen chavera, you have to go ahead and bring a raya. So why do you say Yachlaiku in a case where we don't know? We have a doubt who it belongs to. Does it belong to the Meicher, the Balaparo, or the Balachamar? Does it belong to the Meicher, the Balachamar? Whoever's holding on to it, the other one should be a Meitzim Mechaber. Why do you say Yachlaiku? I'm Rav Chia Barov and I'm Shmuel, but I made this ba'agam. There's no muchsik. Shifchanami, the kaima besimta. So there's no muchsik. Enochinami. If there was muchsik, if it was muchsik, the Balpara, right? Then the Balchamar would have to be Meitzim Mechaber. There won't be Yachlaiku. If the owner of the Shifcha was muchsik, then it wouldn't be Yachlaiku, be a Meitzim Mechaber. But here in a case where you're not muchsik, therefore Yachlaiku. We're not finished yet. We know that usually, even if I'm not holding on to something, this cheskas morikama, who is the last rishus it was in? Again, we're all familiar with these concepts from the halachas sveikas that we've been through many times. So, question: why did you? For good, he's not holding on to it, but lesson. The balpara was the morikama, and the owner of the shivcha was the marikama. Says the Gemara Hamani Sumchas Sidam Mammon Mutal B'Safek Chalkin. This is Sumchas who's of the opinion that Mammon Hamutal B'Safek is Chalkin, but below Shvua. Fred the Gemara Kasha Ein B'Dam Sumchas B'Shema V'Shema B'Bari Bari Mi'amar. He said Sumchas said his din by Shema V'Shema. Again, guys, Sumchas' din was in Shorsha Nogaches Hapara. You have a short of Shlois the Para. You don't know if again it was gave birth before, and the masik is not chayiv, or it gave birth, or as a result of the nekicha, and the masik is chayiv, right? So either the first case would be potter, if it gave birth before, if gave birth, so therefore this you don't know. So there he says, "Maman amutar b'safek chalkin." You're going to pay chatzi nesek on what? On the animal that vaday shtois, and you're going to pay revia nesek on the vlad. But that's a case of shema v'shema. No one knows. But over here, each one's timing vaday, correct? So how can you tell me the Tana of a Mishnah Yechloku is what is in a case of no one's muchsik? Let's keep the cheskes marikama Yechloku. When the Simcha say is din, we go ahead and we extrapolate it from the Gemara in Baba Kama. It's a case of bari shema v'shema. Here we have a case of bari bari. Does he really say bari bari? That's the Gemara's kasha. Amar Rabba Baruchana in Amar Simchas afilu b'bari bari. Simcha says is din afilu what by. Like bari will say the din, and okay. Rava Amar loylam kiyom esumka shema v'shema. Ava bari loy Amar. Okay, so what's our case in our Mishnah then that yechloiku? Why don't you go ahead and be cheskas marikama? If you don't say yechloiku, why does the Mishnah say yechloiku? Our Mishnah, each one's timing bari, correct? It gave birth to Myrishus. No, it gave birth to Myrishus, correct? Each one's timing bari, yeah. If each one's timing bari, why do you go and you say? But Simchas doesn't say his din over there. So according to Rava, why is the din yechlaiku? The 20 Zelim is Shema Achle Mechati, Vizel Shema Mishalakachti. Don't learn that they're saying the taina of bari. Say the word Shema. In other words, the Mishnah is not speaking what a case of bari. It's a case of Shema. Zelim and Yedeya, Zelim and Yedeya. Yechlaiku. Guys, so look at the case of the Mishnah. Hamachla par bechamar v'yolda, v'chein hamachish shevchasa v'yolda, ze'ama Shema Achle Mechati. Then yechlaiku. Good? Okay, so again, two Yisaitis Dikamachlaikis regarding Sumchis. The Sumchis say is din by a din of Shema v'Shema. No, by Shema v'Shema, he certainly says his din. Does he say his din afilu bari b'bari? That's a machlaikis. Like Rava, it's bari b'bari. You say what? He doesn't say his din by bari b'bari. I'm going to keep on making the same mistake. When does Sumcha say is then that Shema? No, I'm right, Shema v'Shema, but bari not. So according to Rava, that Sumcha does not say is then by bari. How does it pshat Mishnah that right? I'm making that up. I have no idea what I'm talking about. 1 second. I'm a rubber only by Shem Shema. Bari not. Oh, see here's guys. I'm Mishnah's Bari. The din says Yechloiku. Rava says he only says his din by Shema v'Shema. So how can you say the Mishnah's according to Sumchis? Mishnah's Bari v'Bari, and Sumchis doesn't say his din by Bari v'Bari. So on that we're saying that what? No, a Mishnah is Shema v'Shema. It's not a case of Bari v'Bari. Another way to the Pshat is no. Sumchis says he even says his din by Bari v'Bari, and therefore that's the case of the Mishnah. Now Bishleim Rava, who says he only says his din by Shema v'Shema. With the Sefer Shema v'Shema, Reisha Nami Shema v'Shema. Okay, what was the case of the Reisha? He says, "What I don't know." He right. The case of the Sefer, he says, "I don't know." So it makes sense. The Reisha also it's speaking in the same Metzias. El Rabbi Rav Huna Damar in Amar Sumchas Afilu Bari Ubari. He says his din Afilu Wad by Bari Ubari, and therefore. Therefore Yechloku, because our Mishnah is Bari Yechloku Shema v'Shema Bari Hash the Bari Yechloku Shema v'Shema Bari Madach where they both say for sure Yechloku where they both don't know of course Yechloku like what's the Chiddush? What's the Chiddush? So Bishlema according to Rabbi the whole Mishnah Shema v'Shema, but according to Rabbi Rachana that according to Rabbi Bar Rav Huna that the Reisha Bari v'Bari, why do you have to tell me the Sefer? If the Reisha Bari is Yechloku, certainly the Sefer is right. The last case in the Mishnah, guys. The last line of the Mishnah. If according to Reisha is Bari v'Bari you say Yechloku, certainly the Sefer you're going to say Yechloku, correct? So what's the Chiddush? Like Rabbi Bar Huna says, that's not a kasha. Tani Sefer l'glui Reisha. We're learning the Sefer of Ze'oim Yedea to go ahead and show the Reisha. I don't think Reisha Shema v'Shema, Aval Bari Loi, that he only says his name by Shema v'Shema, similar to the Gemara in Baba Kama. But and here as well, it's speaking Shema v'Shema like Rav that's not in the Mishnah. No, we learned in the case the Reisha, the Sefer Shema v'Shema. Tell me the Reisha is speaking about Bari Ubari. You didn't need to tell me Shema v'Shema. You're right. For itself, I didn't need it. I needed it to be Megala that the Reisha is speaking in the case of Bari and Bari. Our Bari lo Tana Sefer Shema V'chal Dereisha Bari. V'afilu hachi yechleika. Okay, guys, you good? Okay. So now, Tanan Zo'im Agadol v'Zo'im Akotin. This guy is claiming two different fields. You say this field, that field, two different avodim, right? So what does it say? The Mishnah Yishava HaMoicher Shekotin Machar. That you go ahead and say that he swears that Moed b'Miktzas he swears the cotton. Bishleim el Rabbi Amar Kiyam l'Sumcha Shema v'Shema Aval Bari Loi Amar Mishamachi Yishava el Rabbi Rav Huna Amar Ein in Amar Sumchas Afilu Bari Amar Yishava Meicher Yechloku Mi Boilei. Okay, this guy is saying, guys, outside. This guy is saying for sure. Let's keep with the case of the Eved. I sold you a big Eved. I sold you a small Eved. This guy's saying, no, you sold me a large Eved. So the Moicher is being Moida b'Miktzas. I sold you an Eved. I sold you an Eved, right? Now, each one is a Taina of Bari. So according to Rabba Bar Rav Huna, that Sumchas said his din, Afilu by what? Bari. Why are you going ahead and saying he swears and it gives him the cotton, right? Why didn't you go ahead and say Yechloku? After all, it's Mamin Amoto B'Safik. That's the kasha. Loy Rava, he didn't say his din over there, so I understand why you swear. But Loit Sumchis, it's Mamin Amoto B'Safik, the Gadol. Go ahead and divide the difference. Says the Gemara, I'll tell you the difference. Moida Sumchis heicha dikashur deraisa kidvin like kidvin yelaim lekamon. Sumchis is moida with a shur deraisa that you don't say yachloku, but you swear, as we'll see later on. We'll see mamish at the end of today's Gemara. Okay, so guys, so case of the Mishnah. Hamach lepor v'chamar v'yolda v'chein amoich shevchasa v'yolda zoy mach shlei machati v'zam shel kachti yachloku. right? You're going to say the din of what? Of Yachleiku. It's Metzia Mechaver al Varaya. No, it's in the Agam. If it's in the Agam, no one's holding on to it. Cheskes Marikama. Let's go with Cheskes Marikama. So we decided it's according to Sumchis. Says the Gemara, Sumchis, he says in by Shema B'Shemim Baba Kama. Here it's Bari Ubari. And for the Gemara, he says it in, according to Rabbi Rav Huna, he says it in by Bari Ubari. Says Rava, he doesn't say it's in by Bari Ubari. He says it's in by Shema. And stick in the Mishnah, it's a case of Shema B'Shema. That's the first shot in the Mishnah. It's the last. Why do you have to tell me the last case of the Mishnah? The last case that says what? Any day, yachlaiku, right? That's mamish. If he says it by Bari Ubari, he certainly says Shema V'Shema. So Bishleim, like Rava, he only says it by Shema V'Shema, the Reish is Shema V'Shema, and the Seif is Shema V'Shema. But like Rabbi Rav Huna, once you told me the case of Bari in the Reisha, why do you have to tell me the case of Shema in the Seifa? Says the Gemara, he told me the case of Shema V'Shema in the Reish, in the Seifa, to tell me Afilu Bari also, it's Megala, not only by Shema V'Shema, Ze'emani Yadeya, Afilu Bari, he says it's din. That's the first part of what we saw today's daf. Now, the second part we asked the Kasha is in this, according to Rav Huna, right, in the case where he's claiming the following. He's claiming, here's a big servant. I sold you a small, the Lakeach says you got a big one. He's telling Bari, you sold me the big one. The Moicha is saying, I only sold you the small one. Halacha is Yishava, and the Moicha swears. Because this is a case of Moida B'Miktsas. You have, I'm being Moida that I owe you an Eved. Just not a big Eved, a small Eved, right? Not $100, $50. Not $100 Eved, a $50 Eved, right? Yishava. Fred the Gemara, like Rabbi Rav Huna, why don't you go ahead and say what? It's a case of what? Of Bari for Bari Yechlaiku. Chadish the Gemara, where there's a Shvua de Raisa, their Simchas doesn't say his din. Good, that's what we're holding. Now, the Shvua over here is problematic. We're going to ask 3 problems with the Shvua. Guys, it's good so far? It's a lot to digest. Okay, anyway. Says the Gemara, or 2 fields, 1 field, larger field. Okay, fellas, outside. You owe me 100 bushels of wheat. I only owe you 50 bushels of barley. Is that Moida Mixas? That's Toyachitin, Moidala Besairin, and only one person says you're Shvua Moida Mixas. Everyone else says no. The Shvua Moida Mixas is you owe me $100. I only owe you $50. What you're claiming, I'm answering. I'm saying less. If you're claiming 100 bushels of wheat and I'm Moida the 50 bushels of barley, it's not Moida B'Mixas. You're saying over here the following. You owe me Eved number 1. I only owe you Eved number 2. Good, they're called Avodim, but they're 2 separate entities. Masha Hoidaloi Tainala, whatever he's tiny, he's not making claim. Why are you making a shvu over here in the Mishnah? It doesn't make any sense. Masha Amaloi Hoidaloi. It's Tain Chitin Umaidala Besairin. Fred the Gemara Kasha. Amay Yeshava, why is the Meicha swearing? Mashetarnu loy haydaloi. He's claiming the big Eved, the Lakeach. The Meicha is saying the small Eved. They're 2 different entities. Umasha haydaloi loy tainaloi. And what he's admitting to, the small Eved, the other one's not claiming. The Oid. In addition, Helechu. It's Helech. Okay. Going back. Mamish to the beginning of the Masechta. Guys, Halech, outside, eye contact. Look at eye contact. Look at that little square on the. You probably see me big, right? Okay. Listen to this. Case of Halech. You go ahead. You make a claim. And you claim $100. I say 50. So let's say it was an object. You're claiming 100 bushels of wheat. I say I only owe you 50 bushels of wheat. And here it is. So we said Halech is potter. Why? I'm going to view this Halech as if right now, here it is, it's yours. So what are you claiming? Another 50. To that other 50, I'm being kaifer. I'm saying I don't know it. The halacha is if you're kaifer, bekoil, you don't swear. So you were claiming what? A big Eved. I'm being moided to a small Eved. So this is Halech. Here's the small Eved, take it. The other part of the Evet you're claiming, I'm saying I'm kaifer b'kol. You don't swear on that. Moedim b'mikzas is where you don't have it over here, so I can't say here it is. Halach, the concept behind it was, since I have it here now and take it, so the other part that you're claiming, I'm being kaifer. I said nothing. I'm admitting to 50. Here's the 50. I know another 50, I'm being kaifer. So two reasons over here, there should not be a shvu in the Mishnah. One, whatever you're claiming, I'm not admitting to. And Sveitens, what I'm admitting to is halach. Here it is, take it, and I'm being kaifer on the other part. And finally, you're claiming karka, big field, small field. You're claiming eved, not eved. Einish bayin ala karkois. We make a hekish between avodim and karka. So 3 reasons the Mishnah, you should not be making a shvua. 1, it's a case of chitin soirin. 2, it's halach. And 3, einish bayin al karkois. As I read the Gemara. 3 bomb kashas, guys. 3 bomb kashas. Mom nachamo. Why does the Meicha swear? What he's claiming he doesn't go ahead and admit to. Great, good. Amarav, he's not claiming an object, he's claiming the value of the object. The may eved gadol, the may eved cotton. Okay, now it's chitin bechitin. You're speaking money, dollars. You're speaking dollars and cents. You're not speaking 2 different avodim. The may of the larger one, the may of the smaller one. That's okay. That takes care of the first kasha. Cotton, the may sada gedayla, the may sada katana. That takes care of that. Ushmul amar b'toinoi ksus eved gadol ksus eved cotton. He's going ahead and he's claiming what? The garment of an eved cotton, the garment of an eved gadol. We're going to ask the same kasha. In other words, I'm not claiming the field. I'm claiming the may. I'm claiming value, right? And I'm not claiming, I'm claiming the oimim in the field. And there, I'm saying a large amount or a small amount, but it's the same thing. I sold you a large amount of oimim in the field, small amount of oimim in the field. I sold you the large ksus of an eved or the may of the eved. So Shmuel, Rav fetches in the may, Shmuel fetches in ksus. Okay, Amid Beis. Read the Gemara. What did you gain with ksus? Ksus mashetanu loy hoydaloi, umasha hoydaloi tanu. You didn't gain anything. You're claiming a double extra large. I'm admitting to a medium. It's 2 separate entities, right? What are you telling me? The ksus of an eved, so a double extra large, big eved, right? And you're claiming a small eved, a medium. So it's still the same thing, as same problem. Why did Shmuel gain with his teretz, guys? What's bother? One of the kashas, the coming to answer is find the shan. The whole Gemara doesn't begin. You're claiming big, you're claiming small. You're going to swear moedim mitzvahs. What kind of moedim mitzvahs is it? It's siren, it's chitim and siren. So over here also, it's extra large, it's medium. What did you gain by your teretz, Shmuel? And for the Gemara, Kidam Rav Papa, like our Papa said, like he's going to say in a second, it's speaking what? Bidalaifu, hachanami bidalaifu. You know what? It's one beged, and it's connected together. So he's claiming a large part of the beged. He's saying no, only a small part of the beged, but it's the same beged. Hachanami bidalaifu. Kashle leroishia midi ksus katani. Didn't say anything about a ksus. Eved katani. Allah Rabbi Gain shetano eved biksusai bisade boimerecha. He's making a claim. He's making a claim of sada with sheaves in the field. He's making a claim of the eved with his ksus. Okay, so now, guys, let's do this. Can you swear on an eved? Can you swear on a field? Can you swear on sheaves in the field? Can you swear on clothing? Why do we learn the Masechta Kedushin? The Zoykikin. The shvua on the mataltalin will go ahead and be nigra the shvua on the eved or on the field. So that's what's happening over here. We have to set sign the Mishnah. When he said the Mishnah said eved, it didn't mean just eved. It meant an eved in his ksus. When it said field, it didn't mean just field, it meant piles in the field. Super geschmack. Now that I'm chuyev, I'm moida on ksus, or I'm moida on the oimrim, I can swear on the evid as well. Going to shetanu evid b'ksusai b'sad b'mura. The kati ksus my shetanu hoydaloi, my shetanu tanaloi. So the same thing. You have a problem with the ksus. I'm a papa bit of life with. Speaking of it's connected, that the same ksus. Now kashle Rav Sheshes. So now you think Rabbi, you gave a great teretz, you still have a problem. Zoykikin aslashminon. You're coming to tell me the chiddush of zoykikin, that a shvua on metaltal can schlep along a shvua on karka? Tanina. It says in Masechta Kedushin, zoykikin nechasim shein lemachrayis, right? Metaltalin. That's a nechasim sheish lemachrayis. It can be zoykik and schlep along nechasim that has achrayis. Lishavar aleim. So what's the chiddush? And what's the chiddush? You telling me something I don't know? I know this. Ela Amar of Sheshes, money. So again, we're back to the original question, guys. Back to the original question. How can you swear? It's also a problem with karka, right? And you can't tell me it's speaking about ksus, because if it is speaking about ksus, the chiddush is zoyking is chiddush I know already. So money Reb Meir damar av the kimetatli dami, and evid is metatlin. And evid is metatlin. We still have a problem with the field. But at least the evidence k'metalton, you can swear on an evet. We had a machloikis in Masechta Bava Kama. It's avdi k'mekarki, avdi k'metaltoli. Our Mishnah that says that you're going to swear on the eved. Why can you swear shvu moida mitzvah on the eved? Is because why? Because it's what it's. The question is, so you have a small eved and a large eved. Vakati mashetonaloi lahoidaloi mashodaloi tanaloi. Good. Guys, I got a problem. So you're not swearing on the worth of the eved. You're not swearing on the ksus of the Eved. You're swearing on the Eved himself. We had 3 questions, right? 3 questions. 1, chitin soirin. 2, helich. 3, einish bayin. Now, we've been dealing with 1 and 3. We haven't dealt with the helich yet, correct? We'll deal with that in a second. So now, what are you answering? You're answering number 3. I hold that when the Mishnah says that you swear on an Eved, I hold like Rev Meir that Avdi Kimekarki. The Mishnah is Avdi Kimetaltali. So since Eved Kimetaltali, you're going to swear. You still have the problem of one's a big Eved and one's a small Eved. One is Chitin and one is Siren. Question number 1, you didn't answer. Fred the Gemara, Vakati Mashetanu Loihoidaloi, Mashoidaloi. You still have a problem with number 1. And now we answer Savala Kreb Gamliel that Nan, Tanu Chitin, Vahoida Siren Pata, Gamliel Mechayev. So he answers 2 kashas. So 2 kimtas. 1, it's according to Rebbe Meir, and 2, Rebbe Gamliel. Vis-a-vis the kasha of what he's asking, he's not admitting to. Rebbe Gamliel says in that case, you would swear Shvu Meidei Mixus. Regarding question number 3, what? That it's, I'm waiting for you to answer. Like, I don't know why I'm waiting. You're muted. Right. Question number 3, that what? It's a shvu. It's karka. It's einish bayin alavadim. We're holding like Rabbi Meir. That what? That you will swear on avodim. Now, guys, keep in mind we didn't deal with sada yet. Sada is karka. What's the question number 2? Helich. Fred the Gemara akati helichu. It's still helich. Here it is, guys. When can you say here it is? When it's in the same state that he gave it to you. Then Halech, here it is. Amarava, after the Kotaliyada, you should cut off his hand, so you can't say Halech. He dug water cisterns in the field, and therefore he can't say Halech, here it is, Kimashahu. Here it is like you gave it to me. Okay? So that right now we're holding good. The only thing we haven't answered is Karka, but we're holding good. Again, one more time, let's reiterate, go outside, eye contact and outside. We have a problem. The Mishnah said, guy claims a big eved, small eved. The Moicha says it was a small eved. He swears he's moida mixus. Fred the Gemara, how can he be moida mixus? What he's claiming he's not admitting to. He claimed big and he's admitting small. They're 2 separate entities. Sveitens, it's Halach. Here it is. He shouldn't swear at all. 3rd, einish bayin alavadim. Well, and for the Gemara, it's like Reb Meir, and therefore number 3, you're going to go ahead and swear on avodim because avdi can be taltali. Number 1, it goes according to Rebbe Gamliel that holds over there Yechayev. Halach is speaking where you damage the evidence. You can't say, Halach, here it is, like you gave it to me, because it's not like you gave it to me. The field, you dug up the field, it's not like you gave it to me. Good. Now, guys, along the way, we have to say the following, that Rabbi must be of the opinion that you swear on karka too. There were two cases, large eved, small eved, large field, small field. Question number 3 was going on both. Large field, small field, eved, big eved, small eved. You answered up big eved, small eved. What about large field, small field? Does he hold that nishboin al karkois? Okay, we have to answer that. We heard Reb Meir say the opposite. You're telling me that he holds that obvious metalically? 1 second. Did none. Gazel behema, biskena. You steal a behema and it got old. Avodim biskinu. And you stole avodim and it got old. So guys, before we see Vita, think it out. If you hold that karka in an exelis, if eved is in an exelis, can you return the old eved? Why? It got old in your rishus. So if Rav Meir holds, you can say Hari Shachal Lefanecha, it must be he holds an eved is what? Is kimikarka. Because if eved is kimitatlin, he should pay kshas agzela. He should pay not an old eved, but what he stole. Read the Gemara, Mishalim kshas agzela. Rav Meir Omer, Avodim Omerloi, Hari Shachal Lefanecha. Avodim, you could say Hari Shachal Lefanecha. So what do you see? Rav Meir must hold an eved is kimikarka. The ain't an exelis, and therefore just return the old eved that got old in your rishus. So how can you answer up that eved is kimitaltli, and therefore Rav Meir holds in our Mishnah? You could swear a shvur by doing mixes on metaltalin. It's not metaltalin. Says the Gemara, like kasha, it's not shver. Kidemachlif Rabbi Baravua, switch around like Rabbi Baravua did. Vitani Rav Meir Omer. Rav Meir is of the opinion Mishalim kshas hagazela. You're going to pay kshas hagazela because abdi is kimitaltali. Now, let's get to the kasha. So we answered up eved. We're squeaky clean on eved. What about karka, guys? Can you swear on karka? You have to say Reb Meir holds. You could. So you have to say just like Reb Meir holds an eved is hukish karka. You have to say karka is hukish eved. And just like in shvua, you would swear on an eved, you would swear on karka also, or else, because our Mishnah is saying you swear the way the mixes in the large field, the small field. And our Mishnah was saying on the large field you're swearing, but 1 second, how can you be swearing? Ella must be Reb Meir holds that you do swear. Why? Because karka is like an eved, or else you have no way out of this. Says the Gemara, apparently no way out. Says the Gemara Vaita. Elamaidas of Reb Meir, makshinan karka le'eved. We make a hekesh from karka le'eved, and just like an eved, you can swear moedim mixas. So to karka, you can swear moedim mixas. Dilma eved hu nishbayin. Maybe you swear on an eved, aval karka loy, but karka not. And our Mishnah said what? You do swear on karka. Says you can't make that distinction. If you're going to swear on eved, you're going to swear on karka as well. Titanya, hamachle por bechamor v'yolda. This one says Vadai. It says Shaisik. Bari v'Shema. Zacha. Ze'oime eni yadeya v'ze'meni yadeya Shema v'Shema. Yechlaiku. Everyone agrees that Sumcha says by what? By Shema v'Shema. Ze'oime b'Shusi v'ze'oime b'Shusi. Bari. Yishava ha'moiche she'b'Shusi yolda. Lefi shekoh nishbayin she'b'toira nishbayin v'lei mishalmin. Divrei Meya. This is the words of Rav Meir. Now, so what's our rule of thumb, guys? That moedim mixes is any shoe in the Torah you don't swear to collect, you swear to get off the hook. You claim 100, I say 50. You claim a big eved, I say small. You swear and get off the hook. And now it says you don't. The Chachamim say that you don't swear. Why? Because einish bayin alavan malkakois. Lav mechal Rameya Savan Ishbayin. When you infer the Rameya says you do swear on Avodim, we'd also hold you swear on a Karkais. So the you can't say the distinction. It must be if Rameya holds you don't swear on Avodim, you don't swear on Karka either, and therefore we have Pshat in our Mishnah that it goes according to Rameya. Fred the Gemara, Memai, Dilma Kishem Ka'amrulei. Maybe they told Reb Meir the following: Kiheki the Oidislam Bikarkois, just like in Moida by Karka, you don't swear. Oidalon Nami Bavodim. You swear that what? You do not go swear by Avodim either. Tanan. Reb Meir Oimer, Yesh Devarim Shen Kikarka, Vena Kikarka, Vein Chacham Moidalot, Ketzad, Yud Gefanim, to Unois Masartilach. I gave you 10 laden vines. Only 5. Reb Meir Mechayev, Chacham Moimim, Kol Mechubla Karka, Harihu Kikarka. One of Yosef Chanina, Anavim Medisli Batsa Ikibinayu. Nafkamina is ones that are ready to be harvested. The Masava Reb Meir is of the opinion, Kibitsuris Namya, will view them as metaltalin, will view them as what? Since they're ready to be harvested, we'll view them as harvested, therefore you can swear. Masava Lak Kibitsuris Namya. So therefore you got a problem. You see that Reb Meir holds, you don't swear on Karka, guys. If Reb Meir holds you don't swear on Karka, how does he learn Pshan on Mishnah? So again, just to reiterate, our Mishnah has 2 cases, one of a large Eved, one of Karka. In both cases, the Mishnah says unequivocally, you can swear Shvu Meidim and Mixus. We have a problem. Karka, Eved, I can make metaltalin, but how's Karka working out? Clearly, Reb Meir holds that Karka, you don't swear on Karka. If he holds that, said who's the Tana of our Mishnah who says you would swear Meidim and Mixus on a Sadeh, on a field? Ella says the Gemara Lo'olam Kid Rebbe Shaya. It's like Rebbe Shaya. Where you said the field has piles in the field, and it's Zoikikin. You're going ahead and swearing on the piles, and you're schlepping along the Karka along the way. With the Kashal of Zoikikin, it's right. So why do you tell me Zoikikin? You know that already. It's the Salkadat Chamina Ksus Eved Keved Dami. I would say the Ksus of an Eved is like an Eved, and it's the din of Karka. Oime Sada Kasada Dami, and it's the din of Karka. Kamash Malon, that is the din of Metaltalin, and therefore what? Okay, so very geschmack. So now we have a whole different Mishnah, guys. The Mishnah is not going according to Reb Meir. Mishnah goes, it's Reb Shaya's teretz. In the case where they're claiming the Eved, they're claiming the Ksus along with the Eved. In the case where they're claiming the field, they're claiming the Oimrim that are in the field with the Eved. What is he swearing on? The Ksus. Since I'm swearing on the Ksus, I'll schlep along the Eved. Since I'm swearing on the Oimrim, I'll schlep along what? Okay, so we just had Charata. Again, we just built up, we answered up with this whole Talmudical gymnastics jumping around, Rabbi Gamliel, a bunch of different ukimtas. We're going ahead in one ukimta, one clear ukimta, Zoikikin. And the Chiddush is, don't think that the Ksus attached to the Eved has a din of the Eved Einish Bayin. Don't think the piles in the field that are harvested have a din of the field and Einish Bayin, but they do have a din of Metaltalin, and therefore they're capable of Zoikikin to schlep along the Shvua, by the mixes to schlep along the Karka with it. How are we doing? That's a lot to digest. Okay, let's finish up. Okay, the last case was, this one says any day, this one says any day, you said Yechloiku. Hamani, who's the Tana of the Brisa? This is going not back on our Mishnah, it's going to Brisa. Each one's claiming Bari. Right now, according to Rabbi Rav Huna, who says that Sumcha says it's din afilu bari v'bari, why is he swearing? It should be yachleiku. And this is the teretz, guys, to what we said earlier. Rav Rav Huna the Amar ein amis in amis Sumchas afilu bari bari amay yeshava ma'yechei yaklavchu mibai by the Sumchas heicha de keshvur deraisa, right? He's made with a shvur deraisa. He's made with a shvur deraisa that you swear and you get off the hook. And and it's speaking where it's it's injured, so it's not halach kide rava. Okay, let's go over the last thing one more time. I think it's important. The we asked on the Mishnah, and we have the same question on the Brisa. The last case of the Mishnah is ze'oim eni yedeya v'ze'oim eni yedeya. We said yechloiku. We said that's yechloku because of sumchis, because they both was shema v'shema. But the case of this one says it's in my b'shusi, and this one says it's in my b'shusi, where they're tining bari ubari, you're still saying what? you swear. The swear, he swears that what? That the Vlad was on my Rishus. You want to be Metzia money from me? The Vlad's on my Rishus. He swears the Shvua made of a mixes. Now, Fred the Gemara, why not Yechloku? Says the Gemara, where there's a Shvua deraisa, even Bari Ubari, according to Rabbi Rav Huna, Sumchas will admit that you go after the Shvua, not after Yechloku. And that's what we said, guys. If you go back to the Amid Aleph, go back to the Amid Aleph. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10 lines up. Right. In Amasumchas I feel bari bari. My Yeshava, my lies my swearing, Yechlaiku. It should be a din of Yechlaiku. Mi boile. And for the Gemara, my Sumchas heicha dika shur deraisa. Come on. Where do we see later on? What we just saw now was a shur deraisa. Might do a mixas. Then he'll admit that there's no din of Yechlaiku.